My friends, and welcome back to the Scott Reed Project, and we're here in Solva on the beautiful Pembrokeshire coast. The tide is in, as you can see, and that has just brought the crab fishermen in. If you can see over there, if I can go further, that yellow boat has just come in. Like I said, got talking to the fishermen, two fantastic guys. Believe it or not, one was a chef, which is always a bonus. Loads of crabs, some lobsters, and you know, if you don't ask, you don't get, and they just sold me two fantastic crabs. And I want to go back, keep it simple, get them in the pot.
These came from Ramsey. Ramsey Island. Or around Ramsey Island.
How you doing, mate?
You want a couple of crabs?
Yeah, if I could, my friend, yeah.
They are. Yeah, we'll just use them.
Yeah.
Let me get you a hen,
Yeah.
right? Because then when you do, you can see there's a difference between.
Yeah, one's
More
bigger
brown.
claws and one's heavy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get a bit more brown out of the
Yeah,
hen.
sure.
Nice fat body.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Nice. They go a bit light at this time of year.
yeah, sure.
But they're still solid. Look.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
normally you touch them like that.
Yeah,
So that will do you nice.
excellent.
Because you don't want massive, do you? You
No.
eat them afterwards, you're just looking
No,
for...
I'll eat them. Yeah. So these are the brown crab I've just had off Jono and Kevin, who are the fishermen on that boat. They fish out of Solva. Just look at the size of that. It's an absolute monster. Look at them claws. I've got to watch this. Put that down. So what we need to do then, obviously, is kill this humanely as quickly as possible, and I'm going to show you how we do that. So, okay, not for the faint-hearted. We got this quite large male brown crab. You can tell it's a brown crab because its apron is long and thin, as you can see there. Now, when we lift that apron back, there's a little hole, and it will try to go for me. As you can see, he's not liking this. There's a natural hole in there, and you straight down. And that, if you wiggle it about, sorts that end out. Now what we need to do now is in between the eyes there, if you can see, let's get this way, in, give it a wiggle around, and that should be, as you can see, let me pull the camera back, one limp crab. Now this is the trick of cooking any shellfish, is you need to cook it from live. So we've killed that, gone in through the apron, gone into the brain. That is limp, straight in to a pan of boiling water. I'm just going to weigh that crab. He weighs 2 pounds, which is a kilo, so about 10 or 15 minutes, as you can see, straight in to boiling water, and then we want to simmer that, like I said, 10 or 15 minutes. That screwdriver to the rear took out the rear nervous system, and then obviously straight in between the eyes it took out the front nervous system. And you might get a little bit of movement, it's just that nervous system shutting down. I can assure you this crab has gone to a better place. Okay, while I'm waiting for that crab to cook, you're talking 12 to 15 minutes a kilo. We shall move on to the next one. These are both hens. The cock crab, as you could see, had very big claws. A smaller head means you get more white meat, where the hen here, smaller claws, bigger head, you get more of the brown meat. And like I explained, you know, it's where the pure flavour of the crab is, in the head. You know, it doesn't look the best, don't get me wrong, but it's sweet and it's turbocharged crab flavour. I mean, if you like the taste of crab, you know, you must give it a shot. So, we want to dispatch this one. As you can see, different to the cock crab, the apron is smaller but wider. And again, we want to do this as quickly as possible. We don't want to distress it if we can. So, that's just its basic instinct. I mean, these haven't been out the water long. And if I can show you in there. So we're going in that hole, straight through. Give it a wiggle. And that sorts out the nervous system already. It's limp. So in between the eyes, get your screwdriver in. Ram it in, and then from left to right, and that is now one dead crab limp, as you can see. And like I said, this is what we go through. If we want to eat this stuff, we catch it or we buy it live so we can have the optimum product. This is what we have to do. And yeah, it might be hard to square away for some people, but at least you know where it's come from. You know, you've done it yourself. Just want to show you this. All that white is the natural fat of the crab. Going to leave it over there to cool. Just going to bring that up to boil quickly. So again, into our pot and simmer. This one being about £1.5 pounds for about 12 minutes on the button, I'd say. Okay, now this monster is cooked, I can actually show you the size of those claws. You know, the power. It grabbed hold of the screwdriver, it tried to grab hold of the knife. Phenomenal. Okay, on to crab number 3. Again, oh, another cock crab. As you can see, the size of its claws. And I can show you that apron. You might go a bit mad now, so we want to open that apron up. If I can show you to the camera, there's a hole we're aiming for. Can you see that, Rihanna?
Yeah.
So we're just going to get a screwdriver. Ready? Straight through, wiggle it about, and as you notice straight away, that's the nervous system, the rear nervous system shutting down. So we turn it over. You can see straight between the eyes with a screwdriver in, wiggle it around, and that's completely shut down. As you can see, that's gone limp, and that is how you kill a crab quickly, cleanly and humanely. Do you want to touch that, Rihanna? Pick that up, love. Come on.
No.
Hold it. Go on, hold it, love. It's dead, please.
I don't want.
Come on. Hold it then. Hold it, don't panic, it's dead. Come on.
No.
Hold it for me.
No.
Go on.
No.
Go on.
No.
Ah! Okay then, once you have cooked your crab, look at this beauty, it's time to dress it. Now what you need to do then, just turn it over, pull the legs off, 1, 2, 3, should be a 4th one, it's got it missing, never mind, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Then these beautiful claws, all full of the gold. 1, 2. I'm just going to put these on this beautiful plate. Look at that. Over there. Next, we need to take off the purse. This is called the purse. So just get your hands behind it, if you can see, and just push. And that comes off that easy. Now, turn it that way and just push again, and that will take off the jaw, also bring out the stomach, the sandbox. So inside the shell you can see the brown meat, not too much on here, but what I want to do first of all, if you can see, is I want to take off the outer shell, and that comes away pretty easy. And again with this side, then you're left, if you look, all the brown meat. I know it doesn't look too appetizing, but that, believe it or not, is where all the flavour is. So I'm just going to scrape all that head meat out. I mean, this really is where all the flavour is. It's sweet. You can get rid of all that funk. This white stuff is the natural fats from the crab, and what we do is we just shove it over to one side of the shell, just like that. We get it in and we will smooth that out. That is all your pure head meat. Make sure you've got it from right under the shell, or this goodie. I mean, a lot of people don't like the brown meat. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not a massive fan of it, but if you want the pure crab experience, that is what you want to be eating. So there we have that dressed to 1/2. I'm going to put all this funk into a bowl, and we can get on and take out the claw meat and then work on the purse then. So we got normally 8 of these. We want to snap them off. Give this a clean a minute. I'll just show you what we can get out of this. Now, you want a decent picking tool, you can get a designated crab pick. I mean, there's not tons in it, but there is some. So just take your time. You know, it's quite fun actually if you pour yourself a drink and just gently pick away. I mean, years ago when we were kids, we used to buy off the harbour in Saundersfoot at the old fish market. We used to buy just a bag of crab's legs, and we would pick it out using its claw. I mean, there's an already made tool for you. So I know it's not a lot, but it's all precious white meat. So I'm just going to nip through these claws quickly. As you can see, there's a bit more in there. Then we'll get on to the big boys. So just take your time and make sure you get all that precious crab meat out. Even on that joint there, look, there's some. There's not loads in those claws, but for anybody who's bought fresh crab claw meat, you'll know how expensive it is. So everything is a bonus. So we get our claw meat into our shell, which we will smooth over and sort out in a bit. Next, we will get on to the purse. I love the name for these, Dead Men's Fingers. They're not poisonous. If you have a look at them, they look quite literally like Dead Men's Fingers. They are just undigestible and bitter, so just get rid of it. I'm just going to pull off the apron. Now this again has got meat in. Let's get that shell. As you can see on the top there, some more of the, if it's your bag, delicious head meat. So we just gently scrape it out, he says, and get it into our shell. And then, believe it or not, this has got quite a bit of white meat in it. You can go into all the leg holes and gently work out the white meat. Another method, which I think is a great method, as you can see it's coming out there, is to get a knife and split straight down the middle. Then you can really get all the white meat out. because this is honeycomb shaped, so there's all little bits of meat everywhere, as you can see. Now I know this is a bit of a messy job, but it is really therapeutic, satisfying. So like I said, onto the money shot, these beautiful claws. Like I said, this come off a cock crab. So bigger claws, smaller head. All I'm going to do to start with is just take off those pincers. Now we have the thigh, the knee and the claw. So we're going to take off the thigh. So claw, knee, thigh. Take off the thigh. Already meat starts coming out. Smells superb. Again, I could have done with a better, I was going to get a better tool. Sorry about that. I'm in my caravan in Pembrokeshire, you know, needs must. Make do and mend, so I was just using this old wine bottle opener. I mean, you can get a designated crab picking tools, or why not just go and get a little bit of hazel, sharpen it and use that. Or the old fashioned way, when it gets to the bigger pieces like this thigh, a spoon. This is what I mean when I say it's therapeutic. You know, get right in there. And again, we will start building up our pile of white meat. Obviously, I've said several times, this is a cock crab, so it's all about the claws. And that is just out of one thigh. And you really want to get in there and break all the joints, because the joints have got a decent amount of meat in. Like that. Again, the next one, let's take that joint off there. Do you know what I mean? It's all gold, baby. It's all gold. And in with our spoon right to the end, and there you have that beautiful, and it is beautiful, sweet, I mean the smell alone is awesome. So just give it a good old going over, and of course that is added to the white meat in the shell. Starting to build up now, starting to look good. If I just move that over and even out the head meat, the brown meat. Right, this is where the gold is. And as you can see, there is a joint there. We just want to crack it, and that will pull off. And again, with our very technical crab picking teaspoon, make sure you don't get no shell in it. It's always a good practice when you've dressed a crab just to go through the meat again and check that there is no shell in it. But you know, that's not a bad haul really when you think of how big that joint was. Have a look in that there. Can you see? So I'm going to do the same with the next. That joint then, that's just the hinge that is holding on. Crack it. Take it off. Bit of shell fired over there. And repeat. Again then, added to our shell. This is a traditional way of dressing a crab over here. Now, just take out the meat off the cartilage. Now we want to try and get this out in one. So, just with a knife, just crack it gently. And then you've got to just gently ease the shell off. If you can crack that bit there, and then, nearly came out in one. Oh, never mind. Right, better luck with the next one. But there's your gold. Do you know, I am perfect. But we would just add that to the shell. That's looking mighty fine. Hey ho, such is life. So, just take out the cartilage. I am going to do this. I'm going to take the ones off that hen crab and show you how cool they are when they come out in one. Let's just clear that up. Let's just move that brown meat over. Push down our white just to even it out. And there you have one dressed crab in its own bowl. How cool is that? And obviously if I'd have got those claws out in one, just sit one whole one on, beautiful, maybe a line of parsley, but that is a thing of beauty. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Scott Reed Project. I really enjoyed doing it. Now, I know it's a bit of a long haul, but I think it needed a video of this length to explain a bit about sexing the crabs and obviously dispatching them quickly and humanely. And all of this would not be possible if I hadn't met those great fishermen down in Solva, Kevin and Jono, who have been absolutely amazing. And, you know, you don't understand the job of the fishermen, you know, be them day boats or trawlers. They bring us this beautiful, fresh produce. And I think this is some of the finest shellfish going, you know, fantastic Pembrokeshire crabs. Right, you've seen the whole process then, how we dispatch it, how we dress it. There might be a little recipe video coming somewhere along the line, but until then, please, please, please click subscribe here somewhere. Find me on my social media, Facebook, Scott Reed, the Scott Reed Project, on Twitter, @ScottReedProject. So until next time, if you do get the chance, give it a go. You will absolutely love it. And it's nice to get connected with your food. And that is what you're left with. See you again.